Hello, I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man. My guest is Devon Tobin. Devon is a paralegal in JMW cycling litigation department called Twisted Spokes. Now, we wanted to talk about Jessie Steven. She's the 16-year-old who cycled all the way from Devon up to the COP26 conference in Glasgow. Why has she done it, Devon?
She's doing this because she doesn't think the youth are really going to be represented at the summit. It's generally older people that are there. And obviously climate change is something that affects the younger generation the most. She wanted to get there the greenest way possible. And she looked at, I think, the cheapest and fastest way was for her to fly, which obviously wasn't going to be an option for her. She looked at driving again. That's not going to be a green option for her. She looked at the train was going to be £150, so she decided that she was going to cycle the whole way there. It's around about 570 miles that she's going to cycle, and she was doing that to just draw attention to the fact that, you know, it is kind of ridiculous that the greenest way for her to get there, easiest way without it being really expensive, would be to ride all that way.
It's an incredible achievement, Devon, and apart from the cycling being green and, of course, it not costing her anything to get to COP, what are the other benefits of cycling?
So there are lots of benefits, as we've touched on. There is the green element of it. Within the UK, carbon emissions, our biggest contributor comes from transport and cars and travel, where obviously if you were to cycle, there's no emissions that come from that. We have actually also seen a big increase in e-bikes, which are, of course, very low emissions, again, all help towards reducing carbon emissions and fighting climate change. There's also the health aspect of it. It's a good cardio workout, so it's good for your heart health, it gets you moving, it's great for strengthening muscles. And we also find it's also very good for your mental health. It reduces stress. A lot of our clients say that they started cycling during lockdown as their one form of exercise, and it's, you know, really helped them with their mental health, and they couldn't imagine not doing it now because they have that stress relief and things through the day, and it's just really helped them in that respect as well. So there's lots of benefits to it.
Devon, day to day, you and the Twisted Spokes team help cyclists who, I don't know, maybe have been hit by a car or have got into a pothole and they've been injured on the bike. How important is it for these cyclists to sort of get back on the bike and get back cycling after an accident like that?
It's really, really important. And, you know, we've listed all the benefits that are there, and some of our clients, you know, it's their main form of transport, it's how they get to work. Like I say, it helps them with their mental health, it's their form of exercise. So it's really important to try and get them back on their bike as soon as possible if they are unfortunate enough to be involved in an accident. There's a number of things that we do within the claim process to try and get our clients back on their bike as soon as possible. The first thing is the bike itself. You know, if that's been broken or it's, you know, needs fixing and it needs to be repaired or completely written off, we look to get an early interim payment from the defendant so we can get the bike fixed or get a new bike as soon as possible for the client, so they know, you know, when they're recovered, the bike's sorted, they can get back on the road as soon as possible. In terms of their injury as well, we provide private physiotherapy treatment if they need some treatment to get back onto the bike, you know, to aid that recovery, make it faster for them getting back on. Because we do find the longer that clients stay off their bike is they then also start to psychologically suffer and get sort of nervous about being back on their bike, or anxiety around it. And that is something we find a lot as well. And we do then also offer private CBT treatment, you know, if they're physically fine and the bike's fine, but they, you know, need that help with actually getting back on the bike and getting back out on the roads to get those benefits.
Devon, thank you so much, and congratulations to Jessie on completing such a long cycle ride. If you're injured in a cycling accident, you can speak to the Twisted Spokes team by emailing insideman@jmw.co.uk or call 0161 82 81 999. I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man.